Welcome back everyone, I'm Craven and this is Trails in the Sky. We were busy in the city of Rolent trying to look around, explore the city, talk to everyone and learn a little bit more about the city before we head over to the Bracer Guild to continue, well, basically the process of becoming trainee bracers. But that's for a little bit later. For now we still have a couple of places to go. If we look at the map, we basically did everything below the exit between Village Main Road and the Mayor residence. So we're gonna go to the Mayor right now and then do the northern part, and after we're done with that, we're gonna go to the guild. And just like I already talked about in the comments on the last video, we'll try to talk to everyone in every city that we go, and also when things change, if we continue on in the story, because I've heard from Steel that text changes often in this game because almost every character is living their life in this world, which is amazing. And we'll try to follow as much as we can, so we learn as much of the world as we can basically muster. Because when we travel over all the games in this universe, there is so much going on, so much learning, making it all the more alive. So yeah. So let's see if the Mayor is at home. He can help us. Well, I don't need him for anything right now, but who knows. Oh, I'm so busy. This mansion is quite big. I've got the serving, cleaning and washing to do. Mornings are so busy for a maid. I imagine so. That's why I need a maid. So I don't have to be busy with that. I do love the interiors of all the buildings in town. So rich and vivid. I like it. And of course they look all so totally different from one another. Ah, good morning Estelle and Joshua. Good morning Major Klaus. Good morning. I've been hearing great things about the both of you. So you're undergoing bracer training, are you? Having such youngers signed up all by themselves to become bracers and protect everyone is inspiring. I expect great things out of you. We'll do our best. Oh yeah, you can. I can almost guarantee that. I want the safe. I want the safe because there's something valuable in there. Because or else he wouldn't have a safe. I don't think there's a lot of things you can click on as far as I've seen so far. Doesn't mean I'm not gonna try, at least for a big part of the beginning of the game. Because I need to learn what are our boundaries. Are there chests or cabinets we can read, watch, or is there an indicator for it? Yeah, but we'll learn. Ooh, Hotel Rolent. Interfering with the hotel guests before even introducing ourselves. Welcome to Hotel Rent. Are you here to spend the night? Vern, it's us. Don't you remember? I know, I was just joking, Estelle. I was practicing my greeting just now. Oh, really? Did you ever notice that Vern teases people with a straight face while being courteous at the same time? That's probably because he can. Yeah. And maybe he's doing it because this hotel is really not that busy, is it? Look at that, nobody's staying. And that's why he's practicing, or else he doesn't get to say his lines. Septian Calendar, 1075, erected in partnership with liberal royal family. Septian Church and Rolent City. Septian Calendar, 1192, destroyed during the 100-Day War when Rolent was bombarded by the Erebonian Imperial Army. Septian Calendar, 1197, rebuilt with the cooperation of the citizens of Rolent. Alright, so a very important monument. You're gonna have to catch me first. I'm the one who discovered it. I'm the one who discovered it. Oh, sorry. I know they aren't talking to me because I'm clicking on them. They're talking because they are fighting with each other. Mr. Pennington! Oh, Oh, no, I know that voice from somewhere. Well, what have we got here? Cassius's naughty daughter and clever son? Just when I thought you hadn't been around in a while, you show up all grown. Are you here every day, Mr. Pennington? This place has become somewhat of a new home for me. I intend to spend the remainder of my days guarding this clock. Ah, that's actually really nice. It is a very important place in town, so it seems. There's a ladder that goes up to the observation deck. What's wrong, Estelle? Something on your mind? Oh, it's nothing really. How would we climb up the observation deck? Sure, I guess. This does seem like a very rough place for some reason. The way she hesitated on doing so. Interesting. Right, now houses on this side. Yeah, we did see like one here to port and the Malga Trail. I think the port is still part of the city and the trail and village road that probably lead away from town. So after we went here, we're probably gonna go to the port as well. Good morning, Claire. Good morning, Estelle and Joshua. Did the two of you really become bracers? What? How did you know? That's because working in the media is my future goal. I'm going to join the Liberal News Service and work hard as a reporter. Don't take my information lightly either. Oh, sure thing. My gut feeling says that the two of you are going to be in the tabloids. Well, thanks. Isn't it romantic that you two lovers are bracers who stand for justice? I have this feeling that a juicy drama is about to unfold. The lovers? Joshua and I aren't lovers, we're family. You really don't understand anything, Estelle. Josh was adopted, and things could go either way in the future, right? Plus, leaving it at that would surely please the readers. Readers? Anyway, I'm looking forward to the both of you in more ways than one. Sassy little girl. But this is exactly the type of character why I want to talk to everyone. Because this game spans over many years through the entirety of the land, not just this region. Can you imagine that maybe later on we come across an older Claire as an actual reporter? If that's the case, it would be really cool. It would be even more cool if I recognize her from that, if it happens. But I hope some of you watching this, if you go along with through this journey with me, you can remind me if I don't. Unbelievable. My husband knocked over this bookshelf again. The room is now so dusty I can't go inside. Ooh, that's a lot of books. Glory of the Kingdom, Compendium of the Orban Technology, Guide to the Rolent region, the Septine Church and the Bracer Guild. I wonder where the book I just bought the other day went. It looks like I'm going to have to put these books in order. You might, it is a little bit messy here, but you are definitely someone who's into books. Might call himself a librarian. That boy, where could Luke have gone? He took off without a bite of breakfast. Yeah, probably one of the two boys that was running around town. Alright, let's go to the bar. Simon, listen to me and listen well. Right now is the time for us to purchase lumber and septium. Ignoring the potential risks, I'm going to buy as much as I can with the budget. Yes, I've already made arrangements regarding the lumber. I'm looking into the septium right now. Welcome! Oh, Estelle and Joshua. It's been a while, hasn't it, Alyssa? Is there something going on today? Could it be that you're on a date together? Yeah, right. We're actually on our way to the bracer training now. Oh, is that all? Well, everyone from Sunday school seems to have decided on a career or goal and is working hard to achieve it. As expected, you're a bit different than everyone else though. What? Is there something wrong with that? Oh no, not at all. I just thought it was very like you to pick the unusual route, that's all. Oh, that's right. Theo decided that she was going to help out at her parents' farm. She even said for all of us to go up and visit her sometime. Ah, so that's what Theo decided on. Okay, so it does seem that more than one person in town is thinking Estelle and Joshua are lovers. Who knows? I'm not gonna say anything, it's very too soon for theorizing on that front. Crunch, smack, chew, chew, chew. Munch, munch, munch. Cop. I get so hungry working in the mines. I started working here because the owner said he'd let me manage the bar. After they started the morning and lunch service, however, I've been more of a waiter than anything else. Okay, so we have a wholesome pasta here for 100 mira. And we got French fries, flour soda, and Carmen I. So what's the difference? Recipe not learned. Does it mean that I can get the recipe of these three if I buy them? Or is it more of the wholesome pasta we get from here? Okay, when we have a little bit more cash, we can experiment with that. Because now we only have 500, we still need to buy the news copy for Cassius. So we need to manage our money a little bit until we get to a place that we can grind for a little bit of cash. At least I think that's the wiser choice at the moment. Yo, Estelle and Joshua, aren't you a pair of early birds today? Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Denzel. In response to the request of my customers, I started offering breakfast. Today's special is wholesome pasta. Ah, so that's why it's separate on the menu, because it's the special of the day. Sounds actually quite logical. It's superbly al dente. Good for you. Alright. And I talked twice to him because I was just thinking, what if people have two different texts at the same time? Thankfully not. Alright. Let's see. Yesterday's sales totaled... Our breakfast service has been going really well. Sometimes my husband comes up with some good ideas. Yeah, because a good idea means extra income. And who doesn't like that? Alright, don't see anybody outside underneath the parasols, so let's get over to the port. A lot of people will leave from Rolent today, and a lot of people will come, which means a lot of chicks will pass through here. Score! Staring at these girls is one of my simple pleasures. You know what I mean, right, Joshua? Sure? Ellen, you never change a bit. All this nonsense is the real reason why you can't get a girlfriend. You wound me, Estelle. But it's because of this enjoyment that I feel that it's worth doing this job. It's a paradise. This guy's a serious nut job. Yeah, and kinda creepy at the same time. Luring on girls just walking by in their outfits. Not that I would ever do something like that, of course. Shoot, today of all days I slept in. I must have had one too many cold ones last night. Well, that's actually a good excuse as any to be late for work. Won't get you out of trouble, but at least it's a good reason. Let's see. The scheduled flight from Renzel is about to arrive. I better start making landing guide preparations. Damn, look at that dock there. That's gigantic. Can you imagine what's gonna land there? Probably the types of ship we saw in the intro, I bet. Alright, I think that's it, right? Nobody down here. Alright, let's go to the Bracer Guild and see if Sherazard is there to complete our training, so we can finally be called Bracer trainees. Ooh, if I talk to you? I'm just on my way over to the forest of Mistwald to the south of here for work. There was a merchant from Bose who came here to buy lumber. I need to get enough ready for the order I received. Yeah, good luck with that. There you two are. Good morning, Estelle. Good morning, Joshua. Morning, Aina. Good morning. Is Shira here already? Yeah, she's waiting for you upstairs. Once you finish today's training, you'll finally be recognized as members of the Brazier Guild. Good luck to the both of you. Thanks. We'll do our best. Oh, that's one thing we'll definitely do. Okay, can look at these boards. Maybe it is because we're not officially Bracers yet, and I think this is where you put the jobs on when you're Bracers. You gotta get to work. There's the logo on the background, a nice map of the country. Ooh, what's this? It looked like a bit like a telephone, doesn't it? Anyway, let's go upstairs. The Star and the Hanged Man, the Hermit and the Magician, and last of all, Inversion through the Wheel of Fortune. This is a difficult combination. How should I interpret this? Good morning, Shira. Well, if it isn't Estelle and Joshua, this is a rare occasion for the both of you to show up so early. Since it's my last day of training, I figured, why not? I'm ready to get this show on the road and become a Bracer myself. I'll give you credit for your enthusiasm, but I'm going to work you hard today in every way I can think of, just to make sure that high-spirit attitude of yours holds up. I hope you're ready. I can feel that enthusiasm dropping already. Quiet, you. Every time I teach you something, you somehow manage to forget it. This training is my way of trying to keep some of that information in your head, instead of letting it dribble out your ears like it usually does. Joshua, Shira's picking on me. Oh, don't worry, Shira. While Estelle may hate studying and rarely ever does her homework, ex-Rashleigh is overly naive and has a tendency to stick her nose into everything. Her instincts are sharp, so I'm sure she'll pick up how to use an orbment with some practice. Eventually. Probably. Guess there's not much I can do now except hope for the best. Hold on a second, Joshua. Somehow I get the feeling that you weren't standing up for me. Well, that's odd. I'm positive I described all of your best traits very accurately. Whatever. By the way, Shira, what were you trying to predict with your tarot cards? Your face was really intense. Oh, this? I was just trying to get a fake reading about what might happen in the near future. Unfortunately, I don't seem to have been in the right mindset to interpret the cards correctly. You couldn't read the cards? No, that's surprising to hear. Actually, the more profound the meaning of the cards, the more difficult they become to interpret. But that's not important right now. I think it's time we start your final training. I'll give you a brief rundown on all of the information we've covered in your previous training. This is the minimal levels of knowledge the Bracers should have in order to function effectively. And Estelle, make sure you pay especially close attention to what I'm going to say. Yeah. Okay, what would you like to know? About orbments. Orbments are mechanical devices which operate by using what is known as orbal energy. A variety of effects can be produced depending on their structure and the type of quartz or processed septium installed. Although this has only been about 50 years since their invention, these devices play an integral role in all facets of life, from light, heaters and other everyday products to weapons, magic and even airships. In connection, this technological reform is commonly known as the Orbal Revolution. Ooh, extra information? Bracers are investigative and combat specialists who work to protect civilians and maintain the stability of their respective regions. They aid the community in various ways, such as exterminating monsters, preventing crime, finding lost items and escorting people and goods. The Bracer Guild, which has established branches across the continent, manages the affairs of the Bracers in each region. About the Liberal Kingdom. The Kingdom of Liberal, in which we live, sits on the western half of the Zemurian continent, and abounds with nature and deep-rooted traditions. Liberal is proud to be one of the leading producers of Septium on the continent and is known for its high level of technology used to develop orbments. Orbment technology has also been a key pillar of support for Liberal in protecting its independence, and it has contended with neighboring nations. 10 years ago, when Liberal was invaded by the Erebonian Empire, it was the use of Orbal-powered airship that saved the kingdom from defeat. Consequently, even now our relationship with the Empire is somewhat sensitive, but thanks to the Queen's political finesse, Liberal enjoys peace. Yeah, this is actually really nice information, because you learn a bit about everything, so they're not forcing everything down your throat at once, but slowly inundate you with what is known in this game, in this world. That's all. Let's see, we got a mountain of stuff to do today. I'll let you off the hook this time with a condensed review. I'm going to speed things up now and move on to the practical portion of your training. Shira? How is today's practical training any different from the training we've done before? Since it's practical, that means you will be experiencing things firsthand. Therefore, I'm going to have the both of you run through everything as if it was a real bracer job. So what you're saying is, there won't be any studying at the desk involved? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. This time, you'll have to go out and make physical effort to accomplish your task. And make sure you work up a sweat, so I hope you're ready. Yes! That's seriously just what the doctor ordered. Yeah, because I get a feeling like paperwork and studying is not one of Estelle's favorite topics. I didn't know what I was going to do if I had to sit another day with my teeth parked at a desk. I guess I got all worried for nothing. Well, suddenly you're all bright and cheerful, Estelle. Let's just hope that smile on your face lasts until the end of today's training. Okay, let's get cracking on your first objective, shall we? Let's have at it. Your first objective will be to confirm the details of the job you will be performing. But before that, there is something we need to give to the both of you. Aina, are they ready? Yes, they are. Alright, you two, go get one of each for yourself. Quit wasting time, go get them. Shall we? I'm a bit nervous to start working as a bracer. These are very important, so make sure not to lose them. Bracer notebook? Bracer notebook serve as the official way to record the status of your current jobs. Also, anything you may hear or anything you may find and where. These kind of trivial things can often become clues. No matter how insignificant something may seem, always write it down. Understood. Ah, crap. This sounds like it's going to be a pain. Yeah, but extremely important. It's basically what a detective does as well. When you go into a scene, in this case a job, if you write everything down, if you get surprised later on by an aspect you didn't know about, you can always look back at your notes and see what you might have missed. So it should be really, really useful. Oh? Please tell me it was my ears playing tricks on me, because I swear I only got one response. Oh, I'm sure there were two. Keeping an accurate account of events is an important duty for all bracers. So get with the program and stop trying to make this out to be more than it really is, Estelle. Okay, I got it. Make sure you do. Alright then, let's begin. Look over by the door. You can see that there's a bulletin board standing there. First, I want you to go and check the job description posted there. When the bulletin board is approached, an exclamation mark will appear. Pressing the OK button will display the job list. By selecting the job names on the list, you can view their details. Alright. Quit screwing around and check that damn job description. Is she slowly getting pissed with me for not doing exactly what she's saying? The bulletin board is over there. Training, retrieval, new. Client Sherazard, which is to be expected. Direct request. This training will involve searching the sewers beneath Rolent and bring back the contents of a chest. See Sherazard for details. Right, take it. Details of the job confirmed on the bulletin board and other important events will be automatically recorded in the Bracer notebook. The Bracer notebook can be easily found by clicking on the book tabs of the items menu. It can also be accessed by configuring a Bracer book shortcut button on the configuration menu. Very good. It looks like you were able to see what was posted without any trouble. Checking the bulletin board is one of the most basic functions a Bracer performs on their job. Checking regularly to see whether or not there are any urgent tasks which need immediate attention is also an important duty for Bracers. Man, all this talk about duty is starting to cramp my style. Sure, there are a lot of rules to follow, but there's an equal level of responsibility in the jobs themselves. I think being a Bracer calls for much more than just someone with a half-hearted attitude. Yeah, I guess you're right. I'll just have to be more motivated. Is that so? I don't think that H should be there. Alright, had a change of heart, have you? You betcha! Well, before all that motivation sneaks off somewhere, let's get to work on your next task. What we'll be doing this time? We'll be heading across the street to Mr. Melder's Orbal factory and learning about how to use its services. He was graciously taking time off his work schedule to explain things, so make sure to be on your best behavior. Okay. Yeah, so basically what we're doing right now, we have a quest into the sewers, but before that she's like giving us like information how best to complete it, which is also like the tutorial to the mechanics in this game. I get that. Okay, here's where you will learn how to use an Orbal factory services. At an Orbal factory, you can modify your orbments and synthesize support squads in order to use Orbal arts. Arts have a wide range of effects and if mastered can be extremely helpful. The Bracer business is a pretty risky occupation, so the guild has had a long-standing relationship with these Orbal factories. Anyway, this is about as much as I can explain. I'll leave the technical details to the expert. So, Mr. Melders, if you wouldn't mind taking over from here? Oh, no problem. Leave everything to me. So, what is it that you would like to know about? Ah, everything. Orbments are mechanical devices which exhibit an array of effects through the installation of various types of quartz. By definition, that means that light, airship engines and so on are also type of orbments. However, the ones we will be discussing today are battle orbments, which enhances the user's physical abilities and make it possible to use magic. Since each orbment is adjusted to match the owner's personal aptitude, the structures for these devices are also differ for each user. Simply put, the shape of the fixed elemental slots and lines which connects them vary. At any rate, that's the layman's explanation. In order to install quartz, you must first have an open slot. By default, the central slot is open, but the other slots must be opened at an Orbal factory like this. It will take a fair amount of Sepith too. EP, which is needed for magic, will also see a max increase according to the number of open slots. I recommend opening them all as soon as possible. Yeah, it seems that way, because the more EP you have, which basically is magic, the more you can do and the more useful it becomes, right? It's the same in every RPG. So, what is it that you would like to know about? Arts. Well, simply put, Orbal arts are magic, which can be discharged exclusively through the use of battle orbments. In other words, a number of peculiar effects can be produced by using the Orbal energy stored within these mechanical devices. Since Orbal arts can be a mouthful, they are almost universally referred to as arts. Probably ought to have been called that from the get-go though. There are several types of arts, but in order to be able to use them, their corresponding quartz must first be synthesized at an Orbal factory. Orbments are also set up that once a particular quartz is installed into a slot, the owner will be able to use those arts. The type of art one can use also changes depending on the elemental value and the combination of installed quartz. Basically, if you want to use water arts, all you need to do is install quartz with a water element. In reality, orbments are much more complex than what I have described, but I think this information should suffice for now. So, what would you like to know? Yeah, so basically what they're saying is quartz are made from elementals, you put them in your orbment and you can use magic. Healing, attack, all that kind of stuff. Okay, seems simple so far. Quartz are circuits made from sapphire. Quartz have a vast number of effects and raise the owner's ability, while simultaneously making it possible for them to use arts. However, you will not be able to harness any of these effects until quartz has been installed into a slot. However, there are also fixed slots in which only a certain type of elemental quartz can be installed. This being the case, when you synthesize a new quartz, be sure to check your orbment and decide where you will be installing it ahead of time. So, what is it you would like to know? So does that mean that certain people will have more affinity toward element and that will be what's in their orbments? So for instance, if Joshua is more inclined to water, we can use water more effectively or only? Which Estelle maybe has another element? Very interesting, because I did say that orbments are specific, at least the lines in them, to each different person. Sepith are fragments of septium, which are dropped by monsters. They are divided into 7 types: earth, water, fire, wind, time, space and mirage. Sepith can be exchanged for mirror almost anywhere, but at the Orbal factory it can be used to synthesize quartz and to open orbment slots in which to install the synthesized quartz. So, what do you like to know about? Okay, so these two were nice and tight. I like that. Alright, leave. It looks like Mr. Mullins has answered all your questions. If there's nothing else, then let's have you both try and use the services here. For that, you're going to need some sapphire. Receive several of each type of elemental sapphire. With that amount, you two should be able to synthesize a few quartz. Now I want you to begin by first making an elemental quartz that will work with each of your particular orbments. In your case, Estelle, any elemental quartz is okay, but for you, Joshua, it has to be a time elemental quartz. Normally at a shop you would be able to exchange sapphire for mirror, but for this training you will not be able to use that services. Upon approaching the counter, talk mark will appear. Press the OK button will display a list of options. Select modify or trade to use the Orbal factory services. Alright. Oh, good work so far. If you need to use the Orbal factory, give Freddy a holler over there. Yeah, he's basically the mentor in this shop and he's a student. And a student, yeah, he does the job at the counter. Now I want you to begin by first making an elemental quartz that will work with each of your particular orbments. Okay, so basically what she just said. She isn't even trying to hurry me up now. Could be because we're not in the Brazier Guild, so she has to put up a little bit of a face towards other people that she's a good Brazier, because Sherry is one as well. Hi there, it looks like you two are doing well in your training. If you would like to modify your orbments, please select the Modify Trade service. Yes, sir. Okay, so that's hers. Already open. Yeah, we're not gonna open it up because we need to spend money to make a quartz, right? So I understand correctly. So we need to do one time for Joshua. And if we need to make one for Estelle, I would say fire. Cause, hey, if you gotta talk about attack or defense, the first thing I will pick is attack. Since we have the bones, you might as well probably one of the others as well. We might not be able to equip them straight away, but at least we have them in our inventory. Because that's the thing that I really like to do, is to have at least one of every item in my inventory. So I can switch them out whenever I want to, or use it when necessary. Alright, now go to the slot. Now do Joshua first. Okay, so this is to open, this is not to put it in there. Alright. Alright, it looks like you were able to synthesize one. Next, I want you to increase the arts you can use. Now install a quartz into your orbment so you can use both recovery and attack arts. Quartz can be installed in the orbment screen. The orbment screen can be utilized by selecting the orbment tab in the main menu. Alright, let's see. Orbment. Alright, let's see what we get for using every single one of them. Defense will give us stone hammer. Tear aqua bleed. Attack firebolt, evade airstrike, clock up and soul blur. We'll learn what each and one of that does as soon as we use it. Clock up seems to me like a haste move or something. And tear, maybe heal, and the rest seem mostly like attack magic. Well, Shirazad did say heal magic and attack magic. Seeing as we can only give the time one to Joshua, let's give her then the HP for now. Personally, I would like the attack, but seeing as he said heal, I want to try to use the HP. Is there no way for us to actually use magic from this menu? Oh well. Oh, there it is. Heals 200 HP. So yeah, there is the healing option. Alright, good. Let's give him the action one. And that will be speed of time. Yeah, the title was really self-explanatory. Space-time shaking pulse. Faint 20%. So we can knock the enemy out. Ooh, that's nice. I like that. Alright, it looks like you've got both recovery and attack art set up. If you balance your arts out between each other like you've done here, it should make dealing with monsters much easier. Additionally, your bracer notebooks contain information about which quartz allows you to use which art. If you'd like to use more powerful arts, check out the arts and quartz charts in your bracer notebook and find something that works for you. Alright, our training here is almost finished. Last of all, I'm going to have one of you open a new slot in your orbments. The more slots you have available to you, the broader the range of choices you'll have. Since EP, which is consumed by using arts, can have its max value increased by opening up slots, it would be a good idea to open them all early on. Now, I want you to use this sepit and open a slot on each of your orbments. Go ahead and decide which slot you're going to open. Receive several of each type of elemental sepith. Alright. I already know what I want to do with Estelle's. Open up a slot so we can use the attack one. 30, they're all the same. Then I will use the one that's connected to the one we already have. In the end, it doesn't really matter, does it? Because we are going to open them all up as soon as possible. I'm going to do the same with Joshua. And we don't have the sepith for it. Okay, so she said on both, right? We aren't able to yet. Alright, I'm glad I picked Estelle first. Let's give her the attack one, and it gives us Firebolt. I see you've managed to open one of your orbment slot, Estelle. Since your central slot is not limited to a particular element, you're free to install any type of quartz you like. This concludes your training here at the Orbal Factory. Now it's time to move on to what you've been waiting for, the actual qualification test. Pardon? Did you just say test? You can't honestly tell me that you forgot about the test again, can you? Didn't I remind you just this morning? Now that you mention it, I vaguely remember some sort of talk along the lines at the breakfast table. Sometimes I fear for the future of the Bracer Guild. And humanity. Oh well, no sense in worrying about that now, so let's head over to the testing area. You mean, like now? I don't know if I'm ready for this. How about a little less yapping and a little more walking? You gotta love the attitude of Estelle. Joshua, help me! Mr. Mulder, Freddy, thank you for all your help. Ah, don't mention it. And good luck with that test of yours. We'll be rooting for you. I'm going to remember that. You left me high and dry like this, Joshua. Like I said, I love the interaction between the character, and you can see that Estelle is a bit of a tomboy and Joshua is a really nice and well-adjusted person, saying thank you for helping us. And Estelle just get pulled away to a testing facility. Alright, all your training has finally come down to this. Your qualification test will begin here. I expect to see you both use what you've learned up to this point. Understood. What's wrong, Estelle? Shara? What now? I was kinda wondering, but is that not going to be a paper test or something? Did Cassius drop you on your head as a child or something? You just read what it said on the bulletin board not that long ago, right? Yeah, and? And I even made you jot down what you read in your brazen notebook. Unless you forgot that too. I'm pretty sure the job listed mentioned searching for and retrieving an item from the sewers. Ringing any bells yet? Ah, what a relief. O divine Adios, I give thanks to thee for thy infinite grace in bestowing upon us such a wonderful gift as sewers. So what you're really saying is that you thought it was a paper test. No wonder you were acting all crazy back at the Orbal factory. Yeah, I can already feel the nostalgia. All those horrible days stuck in a classroom are starting to feel like grand memories indeed. I'm really starting to wonder if we'll even be able to graduate at all. What's wrong with you? Why do you have to go and say something like that when I'm trying to reminisce about positive things? Alright, that's enough jabbering for you two. This is supposed to be a test, so how about the both of you try to at least look a little anxious. Just so you know though, if you do happen to flunk the test, you don't even want to imagine the kind of homework I have in store for the both of you. Yes, and we'll be fine. Just tell us what you want us to do and let us loose. Well, if you're so confident, then how about proving that you're not just blowing hot air with the result of your test? Anyway, as you both saw on the bulletin board, this test will be a search conducted in the Rolent sewers. Your objective is to retrieve the contents of a chest which has been placed somewhere within that area. The layout of the sewers is extremely simple, so you don't need to worry about getting lost either. However, there are real living, breathing monsters down there, so if you get careless and let down your guard, you will be sorry. Also, let me give you this before I forget. Healing items and a guide on how to best fight monsters. What's this book for? It's called a monster guide and is used to record information about monsters and other opponents you meet. Whenever you figure out an enemy's attribute, you should make an immediate note of it in there. Sounds pretty straightforward to me. He who wants to control the flow of information controls the tide of battle, right? That's exactly what I'm saying. You really got a good head on your shoulders, Joshua. Unlike Estelle. That's some pretty useful advice. Thanks for the tip, Shara. We'll put it to good use. Alrighty then, let's get pumped and knock out this test. Let's. Don't forget though, this is an exam. Should make sure we treat it as such. Actually doing the test. There appears to be a recovery point set up over there. Let us use it if our HP and EP becomes low before engaging in any further battles. Healing points, save point, that kind of stuff. Well, not necessarily a save point, because as I understand you can save anywhere in this game, so yeah. Orbment charging stations are recovery points set up in dangerous areas. As a recovery point is approached, a exclamation mark will appear and two choices will be displayed by pressing the OK button. By selecting the rest button option, all HP and EP will be restored. Sounds like a plan to me. Alright. Alright, let's do one fight and see how it goes. Monster at 12 o'clock. Be careful not to let them take advantage of your blind side. Got it. Monsters cannot be seen from far away. They will become visible as you approach them. The condition at the start of battle will change depending on how the monster is engaged. Engaging an enemy from behind is advantageous, while being attacked by an enemy from behind is disadvantageous. Disadvantageous, yes. Big word. Battle order bar indicates who attacked first. It starts from the top and move on down. Alright, so we have Estelle and Joshua that gets to attack first. Attack an enemy. You may also use it to move. You are using a mouse and click on empty location. The highlighted area indicates the distance a character can move. Selecting a target in this area will move the character to attack. When an enemy is out of range, an icon will appear on your cursor. Selecting an out of range target will move the character to as close as it can as possible, but no attack will be performed. Yeah, I'm using my controller, so I don't have a mouse, but it seems that this works just as well. Nice one. Just finish it off. Perfect. Since we're so far away, it does seem like we can use art. Yeah, I think that's probably gonna be in one of the next couple of fights. Because the game is slowly letting you learn how everything works. The fact that the enemies are not engaging with us. Yes, I was afraid that when I said that they will start attacking. It's probably because this is our first fight. And the game wants to slowly ease us into the fight.
Alright, we're good to go.
Ooh, our first experience and our first official Sepith. Juicy bone. Alright, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna leave it here and we're gonna do the entirety of the qualification test in the next episode. Until then, I wish you all a great night, morning, day, wherever you are. And if you are still here, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. And I really hope to see you next time. Bye bye.